Hey there, cats and kitties. I am the Blues Man, Johnny Blues, and with this video, I'll be discussing my thoughts on episode 22 of the anime series Arslan Senki, or the heroic legend of Arslan. And this episode is perched right on the eve of battle, as we were promised, the night before the battle. And we're seeing that back in Ekbatana, Guiscard, he's gotten word that Arslan's troops probably amass about 30 to 50,000 troops. And so his penultimate plan is, well, we're going to double that. We're going to send out 100,000 troops. We're going to wipe the floor with these guys, rain on their parade once and for all. And we see that Silver Mask, Hedimus has actually finally returned to Ekbatana. And he's like, look, no, this is how we're going to do it. I'm going to take 30 of my people, let's take 70 of yours, and I'm going to go in, and I'm going to lead the charge. I'm going to lead the party to just take down and wipe the floor with Arslan and everything like that. And that adversarial relationship that is long-standing between them. I mean, in the previous episode, we heard Guiscard saying, I'm only using Hedimus as long as I need him, and then I'm going to just dispatch him. And very much do we see the tables turned in dialogue between Sam and Silver Mask toward the end of this episode, that he's very much doing the same thing. He's going to use the Lusitanian soldiers to his benefit, and then once everything is said and done, he's going to be gone with them and everything. And so it's basically, there's so much tantamount, sort of infighting that is pitched between these two forces within itself, let alone the going up against Arslan's Parsian forces and such like that. And I thought it was hilarious that, Elam and Alfred have snuck into Ekbatana, and they're pretending when they get, they encounter a couple of guards or whatever, that they're trying to sneak out and elope. They're going to get married, and he's having cold feet and everything, and they're arguing about it, and the soldiers are just like facepalm and like, go about your business, deal with it on your own. They don't want to be bothered with it, be brought into the domestic squabble and everything. And they end up in a tavern where they hear this information. They bring it back to Narcissus, and Narcissus, he's very sort of plain stated in his strategizing, but he does give praise to Guiscard for Guiscard's, I guess, for lack of a better term, balls, not necessarily smarts. He isn't, a strategist of equal renown to Narcissus by any stretch of the imagination, but he's not an idiot either. And so Narcissus is basically like, were I in his position, yeah, sure, that's probably how I would have handled the thing. And we got to basically take it all into account, because you've got Sam there. He's going to be on the side of our, opposing faction and everything. Arslan obviously is sort of, he's resounding at the idea that all of a sudden, hey, here's this guy who worked very loyally under my own father, Andragoras, and he's going to be on the opposing side. And, Narcissus makes it plain, again, we have to take all of this into consideration, and we have to really formulate a stronghold plan, because they're all building up to this encounter at the Keep of St. Emmanuel. And this is the place they were talking about, I think they wanted to occupy or something. Narcissus put forth the idea that this would be the key stronghold, and they wouldn't need to worry about other surrounding, strongholds of the Lusitanian / Silver Mask Parsian side. This would be where it would all come to a head. So it seems as though that's where they're ramping up to. Of course, we see Etule is there and is having some issue with the idea, being on the Lusitanian side, that the Parsians under Silver Mask are sort of, occupying this Keep of St. Emmanuel, because this is where it's going to all go down. And she's very much upset of having to, adhere to the heathenistic Parsians and everything, who so go against the Yaldabaoth faith and all of that stuff. She's very strongly faithful in that, although obviously it's misguided, and hopefully there will be a learning curve where she'll snap out of this funk and, sort of take more stock in the reality of the scenario. And I think there's a chance, when maybe she'll see Arslan on the battlefield, maybe that'll be an integral factor. Maybe I'm reading it wrong, and she will actually still be gunning for Arslan, even in the wake of finding out who he really is and everything. It's pitched for a dramatic explosion by the end of this episode. And I think it's really intriguing that Silver Mask goes to Andragoras, and Andragoras is still talking about this prophecy, that everything is unfolding according to the prophecy, and kind of shades of, Emperor Palpatine in Star Wars. Everything is going according to plan, whatever the line of dialogue is. But I digress. Basically, Andragoras is, I wonder if he sees his own demise in this prophecy that he believes has come true thus far. As far as how many years he was sort of the king of Pars, how he came to reign in that position, taking out his brother, trying to take out Silver Mask, how much of this prophecy, you know, told of and foretold of the resurgence of Silver Mask trying to reclaim the throne, and how much of this prophecy, if it is to be believed, if it is a true prophecy, spells out that Arslan could win the day. And does Andragoras, is he perhaps resigned to the idea that his days are numbered? I don't know. It's very intriguing. I wish we could delve more into that, because, of course, when we saw Silver Mask sort of working with that, you know, dark magic sorcerer, whatever he was, there was some talk of a prophecy saying that, you know, you're not out of the shadows yet to Silver Mask. There is still the threat of an opposing, you know, equal sort of on equal footing prince, you know, that would be trying to claim the throne. And there was still very much that threat on Silver Mask's claim, put it that way, to the throne. And the idea of these prophecies and everything like that, I mean, it's just very fascinating, and I wish we could hear more talk about this, to try to piece together how much of it has come true, how much of it has yet to come true, and such like that. I just find that whole prophesized factor to be very intriguing. But of course, by the end of this episode, come the dawn, and we are moving headlong into what promises to be the penultimate final battle. And I've heard lots of speculation going over the past couple of episodes. For myself as well, I've also speculated, you know, are they going to end the series with a sort of successful outcome? Is there yet more story to be told once Arslan and Silver Mask face off? Will Arslan defeat him, and will it all end sort of right then and there? Or is there still going to be more story to adapt into another season or something like that? A follow-up film or an OVA, whatever. It'll be very interesting to see. And of course, one little footnote that was actually given to me in the comments as a heads up in the previous episode discussion video was to say that Giev was apparently mistranslated, that he was going to look for someone. In actuality, it was supposed to be that he was going to look for something, an artifact, an item or something for Narcissus to assure, you know, Arslan's succeeding the throne or what have you, and claiming the throne. And I don't know exactly what that could be. I was under the impression, of course, based on how the dialogue was translated, that he was going to look for a person. And I thought maybe Andragoras or something along those lines. But apparently it is not a person, it's a thing, you know, an item. And it'll be interesting to see what in the hell that even is. You know, so I mean, we are definitely pitched for this penultimate battle, and whether it will be the successful conclusion of the series all told, or whether it will be just a sort of temporary conclusion that will then be elongated, you know, through the manga, if you pick up the manga, the light novels, whatever it is, source material, or perhaps another season in the future, remains to be seen. But yeah, I'm definitely excited to see where we go in these last couple of episodes. And I'd love to hear from you guys in the comments below what you thought of episode 22 of Arslan Senki, if you've seen it, if you enjoyed it as much as I did. If not, why not? Let me know in the comments below. Love having the conversation with you guys. We can agree to disagree and all that kind of stuff. I absolutely love just chatting and speculating and all that. So otherwise, that'll be pretty much it for me on this. Hope this video finds you well, and I'll catch you all later. Peace.